Alright, one number 2, season 43, and this one we're up against Chaos. These guys are one of the top AQ alliances, and what that means is just that they have a lot of very big rosters. We know that their defense is going to be very tough. Yeah, I don't know. Not excited to go up against their defense, but very excited to bring in Herc and Hulk. And for the most part, if it works with the way that the maps shake out, I would love, ideally, to be bringing this team, or at least Herc and Hulk, every single war this season moving forward. My Hulk is ranked 2, as you guys can see. Herc is ranked 5, of course. And then Surfer is just a synergy teammate for Hulk to make him buff immune, which is great for fighting Mystics and not having to worry about Mystic Dispersion. I can take node 25 Power Snack, node 24 Buffet over time, all that stuff. So it's great. And I am going to be taking a couple pretty high leverage, what I typically call high leverage fights, just really dangerous fights at the end of this map, and those being Mangog on node 54 with Hulk. They did ban Spider-Man 99. And then Wong Boss, and I believe it's a 7-star rank 2 Wong Boss. So, yeah, pretty excited. I was definitely nervous just because, of some of the fights that I had. But ultimately, I think this video is going to kind of prove that Hulk is arguably the best boss option in the science class for a lot of options. But okay, so this first fight, it's a Symbiote Spider-Man. Hulk is a literal perfect matchup with the Surfer synergy, but I want to use Herc here just to get him some build up. So I don't want to trigger his astral form, and I can bypass his astral form by throwing light attacks, and I used a Power Start 1 boost so that I could start with a parry, get some light attacks in, throw my SP1 to get the vigilance so that I don't need to worry about his astral form ever again. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use my SP1 to knock him down. Of course, he is debuff immune, so I can't stun him. I'm not using a guidance here, but I'm able to finish the fight here. Oh, I stopped short. I guess I kind of pussed out a little bit, but would have easily finished the fight. So, because of the fights that I'm taking, and just wanting to make sure that I am giving myself the best chance to solo all of my fights individually, I made the decision to run full suicides this war. I am also running 3 out of 3 in Coagulate, which is really going to help Hulk's offset the bleed damage that Hulk takes. You guys can see that by the time this bleed wears off, I'm going to be sitting above 90% on my health meter, or very, very close to it. Yeah, I mean, running suicides with Herc is just incredibly expensive, as you guys, I'm sure, have seen, from other people's videos and stuff. But, yeah, ultimately not really a big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and finish the fight here with the SP1 stun lock. And, yeah, nice and pretty easy. This Gallon here, I'm going to be using Hercules, obviously. Do want to top him off. I'm going to use a ton of items this war, just healing the effects of recoil and suicides, but we do what we got to do, man. It's good to have war back. So, alright. So I want to get off my intercept strength first, because if I were to heavy first, then my taunt wouldn't work because he'd be debuff immune. There I went ahead and took a little hit like a genius, but that's okay. We're just going for damage here, and he's at 0 harvest, so I'm going to go ahead and bait out his L1. He gets 40 mass, or 0 mass, sorry. And then I'm going to go ahead and knock him down just to drop the mass down to 10. Every special you knock him down with removes 30 mass. And you just want to always keep him below 100 mass. That's when he can activate harvest with special attack, and that's when you're in deep shit against him. I am going to go ahead and just end the fight here with an SP2, leaving the protection up, doesn't matter. And again, I mean, I lost over 40% of my health, so that's just kind of part of the part of the agreement when you bring in Hulk and Herc and decide that you want to run Herc with suicides. Which really I didn't need to do. At least for those first couple fights, I could have saved myself several potions. But here, this is what I would consider a high leverage fight. It's just a little bit dangerous. I am using Herc. Very, very simple. All I want to do here is watch Bubble Shield. Make sure that if he gets to 10 Bubble Shield charges, that I'm dexing his or outranging his next attack because it'll be unblockable, and then it'll restart, and I don't have to worry about it again for 10 bubble shield hits or blocked hits. But this node does have Power Focus 2, which, and Fury is placed here all the time. And Power Focus 2 just makes it very, very easy to push him to his SP2. So, it has become a meta placement. I just really don't like this placement for Fury. I think that there are much better places to get the most out of him. Path 4A is a really good spot for him. It's where I took him last in the previous war with Professor X. But here, you just easily push him over his second bar of power. Dex it. You don't have to really worry about him ever getting to his SP3. There I got rooted, so I threw my special to cancel the root, and then I'm just going to turtle immediately. He's stun immune, of course, in his second life, but I was able to punish because he went medium, and I'm still only at 6 bubble shield charges, and this SP2 is going to finish it off. So I think Herc is probably the best option for this fight, but I just think that you're sacrificing some of what makes Fury so dangerous on defense by putting him there. Node 18 on 9A is also a really good spot for him. Okay, so I can take this node Power Snack with Hulk because of the Surfer synergy, so I can dex all I want. And anytime Hulk would trigger a buff when he has a Surfer on his team and he's buff immune, he instead places that physical vulnerability debuff on the defender. It's not honestly really that big of a deal. Here I have to go medium just to make sure that I can push him over a bar of power by the time he gets to 15 stacks. And of course, mediums give the defender more combat power rate than light attacks, so that's why I did medium there. And I'm just trying to manage his stacks. I can't remember honestly, but I don't think that I'm going to throw a single special in this fight. You really don't need to with Hulk. He has plenty of damage. There, just... I don't know, just a little off rhythm, but again, really not a problem. Alright, so I let the Power Sting fall off, and I'm going to throw the SP3. And this is kind of the perfect, I think this is probably the safest, best option, or rotation option for Hulk in War. Try to get to the SP3. After the SP3, you just do a ton of damage. It goes ahead and it stacks physical vulnerabilities on him. Alright, there we go. We're all set. Pretty simple. And had I not screwed up, I would have, finished it very, very close to 100%. Probably around 90%. Alright, so Havoc here. I'm using Herc here. Herc is a very, very good option. And with the Hulk synergy, I'm also going into these fights with 3 additional feats of strength. So I've only got 5 persistent feats of strength. But when I enter this fight, I'm going to have 8. And then, obviously, I'll have the 2 that I can get from the fight with an intercept and a knockdown as well. So, or a heavy knockdown. But, my plan was just to play stun immune, wait for him to throw a heavy attack, and then do medium light to infuriate him, get the intercept, and then get to the SP2. That's where I use the Power Start 1 boost. But he just wanted to get intercepted right away, which just shaved some time off the fight. It ends up being a 12-second fight. So very nice. And then we've got Ma and Chavez here, and I'll be using Hulk for both of these fights. Again, the Surfer synergy just really, really makes him ideal. So with Ma, my game plan is always to... I just play him stun immune, push him to a bar of power, bait the SP1, and then heavy counter. And with Hulk, again, I'm able to get that easy intercept at the beginning. And I could tell from right away that I had an aggressive AI, which is great. Just makes it very, very easy for me to get intercepts. Now, the only downside of using your heavy against Maw to knock him down with Hulk is if you have 5 or more of your Gamma Furies, you're gonna trigger Gamma and stun him. But you know, it doesn't really matter. Again, it's this matchup is just really all about the damage, and I mean, it takes about 30 seconds. All right, and then Chavez here. I think I wait for guidance here just to be extra safe. All right, yeah. So we do get guidance, and that's just going to allow me to parry right out of the gate if I want. Sometimes against Chavez, I feel like it might be a little bit safer just to back off at the start. But if she throws a heavy, then you really have no spacing to close that gap and interrupt. And really the key against Chavez is to try, if she throws a heavy attack, to interrupt her heavy after the very first swipe. She has a 3-swipe heavy. And if you do that, you're going to trigger, I think, the orange dimension, which basically reduces potency of cosmic buffs. Like, I can't remember all the buffs, but it essentially has nothing to do with any class other than cosmics. It's really an offensive ability, not a defensive one. The ones that affect defense, the most dangerous would be the purple dimension, and that's if she finishes all 3 swipes of her heavy attack. And if she has that dimension active on her SP2, it's unblockable. So we start here. We're going to go for a backdraft light attack. She cooperates. I've got an aggressive AI, so I do backdraft medium. And at this point, you know, we're good. We're pretty much good here. So I just want to keep baiting her SP1s. I don't have to worry about Mystic Dispersion because I'm buff immune with the Surfer Synergy. Since she's cornered, she's much, much easier to intercept, so I do that. I went ahead and tried to kill her. I tried to get fancy and kill her with the SP2. I came up 5% short, but yeah, very safe, very easy. 30 seconds, good to go. All right, we got 3 fights left here. We've got this future Ant-Man on node 48. Of course, we're going to be using Hercules here. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of a standard Herc fight. Herc is the best option probably for almost any defender on node 48 other than Mystics. But there I'm just going to stack a bunch of feats of strength right away, get my intercept in, and then I get my heavy. Now I'm at, I've got 3 feats of strength. I'm at math strength basically. So I've got 8 persistent strength. I've got 3 from my Hulk synergy, and then I've got the 2 from the fight, and yeah, we're good to go. I don't have to worry about falter because I have vigilance, and we're gonna finish him off with this SP1. So pretty good. I just don't think it's a good idea really to place a tech champ there. There are better spots for future Ant-Man. I'm not going to be messing with this Kindred. That is definitely a Flame on Torch fight with guidance. But so here I've got MCOC and Wong for the last 2 fights of the war, of course, using Hulk. And for MCOC, you know, MCOC is just a really, really dangerous defender on this node. He should probably be put here for the rest of eternity, unless there's a defender that is even more dangerous at some point, but I can't imagine that happening. With Scorpion and Spider-Man 99 band, you really just kind of have to accept the fact that, you know, you're not going to have complete control of this fight. The AI is going to have a little bit of control over what happens in this fight. And if MCOC decides to throw an unblockable SP2, even if you're turtling hard and you are just, you know, pressing real hard on your phone on that block icon, even if you're doing that, it's possible that he'll throw the SP2, and that's why you have to use an invuln boost. But the strategy here with Hulk is I'm just going to do 4-hit combos. Don't want to do 5 hits, of course, because that'll give him additional hatred. But I'm going to just turtle, short my combos when he's above bar, turtle as hard as possible. I'm not going to punish any mediums. I'm only going to punish heavy attacks. I'm only going to eat heavy attacks to the face. And I want to push him to his SP3 here. I want him to throw his SP3. If he throws his SP3, then I'm fine. I still have 2 indestructible charges. I'm going to let him throw his SP3. After this SP3, I'm going to throw my SP3. That's going to give him a bunch of physical vulnerabilities. And then I'm just going to go to my SP1, and by that point, he'll be at low enough health, under 30%, that I can throw my SP1. and I can stun lock him for the rest of the fight, and you guys will see how easy it is once you get to your SP3. So, cleared his power, that's important. Now I'm just going to throw my SP1, he's stun locked for like a million seconds, and yeah. So, I made one mistake. I, of course, ate that heavy attack, and with suicides and block damage and aspect of evolution and the fact that he's a 7-star with block penetration, stat focus, all of those things cost me about 40% of my health, but it is, I think, probably the best matchup outside of Spider-Man 99 and Scorpion. All right. So here, with Wong, obviously, you've got to play him stun immune, but when he throws his heavy attack, he's going to get a passive unstoppable. But there is a cooldown at 6 seconds, and that cooldown starts after it expires. So you can go ahead and basically, you just have to bait 2 heavies in a row on a stun immune node, which is fine. I don't have to worry about his blue spell. Which if he's in his blue spell and you trigger a buff, then he'll automatically go passively unstoppable. Don't have to worry about that with the Surfer synergy. And I do want to bait his SP1s. The SP2s can just do some decent damage through the block, and I just don't want to mess with that. He's being a stingy douche. Not really a big deal, it's just annoying. And I know that we're a minute in and I've done basically nothing. That will all change after my SP3. So we're going to go to the SP3 like I will almost always do with Hulk and War. Especially for mini-boss health nodes. We're going to go to the SP3, and then post-SP3 I'm just going to be doing huge combo damage. Alright, so there he gains power from his heavy, so I have to bait this SP2. Not a huge deal. I'm in really good shape. I've got Gamma Rage, and I've got over 10 Furies, so I'm going to have Gamma for a while. And then I think I'm going to go to my SP2 here, because with the physical vulnerabilities from Gamma and from my SP3, my damage is just crazy. Now here, he throws his SP1, but he's under 90 Eldritch Energy, so I can't heavy punish to cancel that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it works out. Pretty safe and easy, ends up taking a little less than 2 minutes, and, you know, post-SP3 Hulk is just going to nuke almost anything. So, alright, how we performed this Wars and Alliance, we were pretty bad. It was kind of your standard letdown after a great performance. You know, we only died once in War 1, which I believe was the best of any Masters Alliance. Of course, we were all feeling great about ourselves, thinking that this was our season, all that stuff. And we came out with a stinker in War 2. We did end up winning. Chaos had a pretty good clear, to be honest. They were a lot better than we expected, and that's not to be disrespectful or anything like that. But they had a pretty strong clear. I think we have a good defense, so they did a great job. But we were able to sneak by with a victory despite a sloppy performance. And yeah, I mean, it's all about the bounce back. And we'll see what happens in War 3. You know, I hope that everybody bounces back and that we can get back to, you know, being an elite alliance, because we certainly were not elite in War 2. But we'll take it. We're 2-0. Our third war is against JA. They're 2-0, of course, and they're a very strong alliance. So check back for that video when that posts. And yeah, hopefully we can improve to 3-0. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and a comment. You know the drill, and I'll catch you in the next video.